The coordinated attacks against you are a result of you expressing anti-Trump sentiments and expressing these egalitarian, all-inclusive, open borders, and that has nothing to do with our show. That's not related. So,
okay, well, it's been said in the name
of the hell that you have brought screaming down upon your head is has to do with your song "I'm a Cuck."
I am gay, and I voted for Obama. I am a shill for the Clinton campaign and the left-wing mainstream press. I'm a pussy who gets fucked right up the ass. I am a cuck. I am a to live amongst us, and Arabs to have equal rights. I have no love of country. The white folks are all bad, but when the alt-right folks attack me, it makes me sad.
Does the annoying majority of your fan base currently make it hard to love your fans?
I don't find them annoying. The annoying majority of my no, I find them to be quite pleasant people.
Okay, I didn't mean to be offensive with that question. It's just when
you're the one that's annoying.
Oh
no, I'm just.
I didn't mean it negatively. I think when somebody makes such intense satire, it's hard to tell what's real and what's not. You know.
I know it's a problem I have, but I'm grateful.
I'm never gonna wipe my butt.
He's never gonna wipe his butt.
I'm never gonna wipe my butt.
He's never gonna wipe his butt.
Same congressional district as Silver Lake, like anyone cares. Running laps around the Rose Bowl, dreaming of Central Air. Oh, Central Air.
Generally just grateful that people are still interested in what we're up to, and thanks, Corey. Be well, and stay strong down there in Florida. I know it can be tough.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the early MD stuff kind of copied or bit Tim and Eric's style. So definitely fans of it, yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel knowing that when people see you on video that they're gonna hate you before you can even say anything?
How do I feel about that?
Yeah.
One thing bothers me about Japanese girls.
My chick won't give me any quality time. I need my QT.
Try and get smoother than me. Kids like me.
Due to the massive birth increase, we're gonna have a shortage of milk.
We do have a subject today beyond Tim Tuesday. We are looking for the moment when I became unfunny, when I lost it. When I lost it. I got a tweet this morning from a woman who said, when did you stop being funny? Can't remember how she worded it. Something to the effect of, I'm now mainstream and lame. So we're trying to identify when I became unfunny. So if anyone has any theories on that, I'll be happy to entertain them. Thanks very much for the call and the recommendation. I'm going to check it out today.
Let's check it out.
Check it out!
I just want to be just totally straightforward with you. Do you want to attribute this to your assistant?
I want to be totally straightforward with you. You will never, in a million years, get a job at a publication as prestigious as the New York Times. Nobody will ever read anything you wrote and say to themselves, "Man, this is important. I need to know more about this." Nobody's ever going to read a page that you wrote and say to themselves, "Damn, I'm glad I read that." They're just going to, it's just fucking popcorn. You write the mental equivalent of popcorn, and you will never get a job at the New York Times. They'll look at your resume and they'll go, this guy's a fucking idiot. What do you think about that?
Sam, look, thank you for talking. I appreciate it, even though you sound kind of worked up.
One more thing. I bet when you were a kid, your parents called you dumb. They probably called you a blockhead, because you're a blockhead, Joe. You don't pay attention in school, Joe.
I just having trouble hearing you because you're screaming very loud.
Yeah. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, man. Take care.
All right, buddy. Peace. Poor guy. It's life when you work at BuzzFeed. Folks, episode 4 is tomorrow night. It's gonna be damn good.
You know, I am so amazed at these losers out there on the internet. And I'm talking about people that, on these 4chan sites, these assholes who come at me and whine and bitch about that I'm a liberal cuck, libtard cuck, a democratic shill, and all this crap. And then I look on their profile and I see all these terrible things that they've said to other people, you know, using all kinds of derogatory language and anti-Semitic and all this stuff. And they come at me and they say that they used to be a fan of mine and how they can't stand me anymore because I dare express my opinions or I use my comedy in different ways than they like. And anyways, so they go on and on from their little fucking basement. And then when I go on the air here and I come on and I'm on this office hours, which I announce and I put out there publicly, these losers, these little pigs don't have the guts. They don't have the brains, probably. They don't have they don't have the guts, frankly, to call in and challenge me in the flesh, in person. They just sit and they squirm. Pathetic.
What's up, Tim?
Hey, man, how are you?
Hey, I was curious. Your song, "I Am a Cuck," that is recently.
I am a cuck. I am a cuck. I am a libtard.
What? It's been interesting the backlash you've gotten. And I wondered what your take on all that was. Why has it enraged so many people, do you think?
For 15 years, since we first started putting stuff on the internet, there has been a kind of person that's online. The word is troll. I don't really like that word. It's just, really negative. And, look, I can't tell you from the first show we made, first episode of Tom Goes to the Mayor,
Do me a favor, Tom. Use your arm to hold that phone up to this ear. Like this? Sure.
Right there on the message board, you know, fuck these guys. Tim and Eric have AIDS. They're faggots. You know, I hope they die in a fire. So that was like, that's been in my life for a long time. And what I've noticed lately is, you know, they've sort of coalesced behind a political movement, these people. Right? And my work's making fun of Donald Trump mostly, and in a way that I think is targeting him being, you know, a maniac.
So many of you have your own podcast, your own websites. That is incredible.
And are you taking my pills?
We've seen so many people out here getting in people's faces, not being afraid of standing up and speaking out, saying why they're voting for Trump.
Live right now.
This guy here is doing a great impression. I'm going to step away because he's quite distracting. I'm going to drop kick him in a second. But
here, let's see him. Let's let this distractor get in here. You have to understand that. At first, we have to acknowledge that. We have to identify that. And ladies and gentlemen, Roger Stone is going to be my guest any second now, so stay tuned.
And join us here at the Republican National Convention, all right? Because we're going to take our party back.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Visit my website, buy my pills, okay? There's nothing in there but baking soda, but believe me, it's going to make you feel real good.
And then I went off and I did the convention special with Vic, which is, you know, partisan. Sure, it is. It's not necessarily Hillary Clinton or the Democrats or whatever, but sort of standing against something. I love the engagement that I get from you and all these other great people who play along in the on cinema world.
I love this movie. I'm Tim Heidecker, and you're watching On Cinema at the Cinema. Quiet on set. It's On Cinema.
And 4 young outsiders teleport to an alternate universe, which alters their physical form in shocking ways. The 4 must learn to harness their new abilities and work together to save Earth from a powerful enemy. I give this one 6 bags of popcorn. It is a home run. Greg, what did you think of this one?
Yeah, I liked it quite a bit. I thought, overall, I think it was one of the best superhero movies that has been made. I completely understand why you would want to be involved with it, why you would pay the $15,000 to get that cameo in the movie.
We're not
so.
No.
And you get a couple of lines in the movie. It's a good investment on your part because it helps promote Decker.
You know? That you think that that's what happened.
Well, I don't think that's what happened. I heard you talking on the phone and making the deal.
Now,
as
you
can pay to be in a movie in a cameo role.
That's enough of the show. Thank you very much.
In a cameo role, you can pay.
You have to understand. You and all these other great people who play along in the on cinema world, who contribute. You know, it's so fun for me. You know, and I don't really talk about it very much, but it's so fun for me to have access to you guys and to be able to communicate with you guys, right? In that forum. But then that forum gets clogged with these shit stains saying how there used to be fans, which I don't get.
You think these are anti-Tim and Eric fans? You don't think this is a political...
Some of it is, you know, I look at these profiles and they're like, you know, straight ahead white supremacists, you know, like just guys with Hitler shit in their timeline. It's like, come on, that's no good. Who's on that side of things, right? And somebody like, just ignore it. I'm like, well, I don't want to ignore it really, because now it seems like they have like actually real political capital right now. People, he's getting all butthurt. Just first of all, there's like 5 words these people know. First of all, butthurt, and then he's thin-skinned. And well, guess what? I am thin-skinned. You know, like you would be too if you made shit and worked really hard and had this really positive experience making things. These people are out there and they're not to be ignored, frankly. You know, if you have a timeline that's got, you know, Hitler and Auschwitz references and stuff, I think it's valuable to let a larger, broader audience just know that there's young white men out there with these ideas swimming around in their heads. And I also get personal joy out of it do have a masochistic or whatever sort of tendency to recycle it into some other way.
I am only one man, but my words, they travel miles, up to satellites, down to wires, going at the speed of light. In the darkness, I type quickly and send messages like missiles, and they land without mercy because I know I'm right. With a glossary of buzzwords, I use them indiscriminately discreetly attach images to represent me. I choose cartoons and not my face. I'm the judge, I'm the jury. I command the conversation for the betterment of our nation and the empowerment of our race. And if they made a movie of me, they'd have to cast the fattest actor. With glycerin they'd splatter on my face to grease me down, to grease me down, to grease me down.
Hello?
Hello. Good morning.
Yes, hello.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, my name is Chris Miller. I'm calling from Denver, Colorado.
The Mile High City.
Yeah, I just wanted to call and say that I think you suck a lot of dick, and I think you're kind of a faggot, and I don't think you're really all that funny anymore, so bye.
See you later. Wow, he got me. Oh, son of a bitch. He's a... Wow. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Chinese medicine, you're on the call.
Hey, Tim, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm fine. Hey, I wanted to talk about the comedy. I know this is going kind of way back, but I had read something on Reddit, so obviously...
By the way, before I interrupt, let me just acknowledge that guy that just called in from Denver. Just so everyone knows, his profile pic was some anime chick. If that seems to be a trend with these dipsticks. They're into that scene of like using anime as their identity. Nicky boy.
Hey Tim.
What's
Big
up,
fan.
dude? Hey, thanks.
Hey, been a fan for a while. I want to talk about a couple things.
Where are you calling from, by the way?
Midwest. My issue with your kind of liberalism is that you just kind of pay lip service to the idea of diversity, and you go ahead and mock Trump supporters. I want to have a conversation. I don't want to just kind of tweet frogs at you, or I want to have an actual conversation.
Appreciate that. Yeah, no, I appreciate it.
We all surround each other with people like ourselves, and
yeah, we generally surround ourselves with people that kind of look like us, kind of think like us.
I just think the whole idea of like Trump supporters are bad because they don't want the United States to turn to Mexico. Why is that a bad thing?
Trump supporters are bad because they don't want to turn. I don't think anyone wants to turn the United States into Mexico. Where's that?
Well, it will be a majority Mexican country very soon. So why is that? Why would that be bad for people? Not even if Trump supporters don't even want to admit that they would say that, they don't.
I think you're talking about. I think you're talking about the assimilation of or the adding certain elements of other cultures to the American experience, which I think has been happening for 200 years. Do you think there's a bunch of Irish pubs?
The words of Rowan Atkinson.
I like curry. I do. But now that we've got the recipe, is there really any need for them to stay? Conservatives understand these problems, you see.
Now that we have the recipes.
Well, if there's anything you need on this island while you're here in Hawaii, you can always count on me. There's nothing that goes on this island that I don't know about.
Speaking of which, I hope you guys come by the film festival tonight and check out our screening of Mr. Baseball, starring Hawaii's own Tom Selleck.
But as you have a lot of money, you're always going to live in a rich, presumably white neighborhood. Do you ever plan on living in a middle-class, diverse neighborhood?
I actually do live in a middle-class, diverse neighborhood. I live in Glendale, California, filled with I would say the national origin of the majority of the people in my neighborhood are Armenian.
Armenian, yeah, it's a bit different. But okay,
So I've lived amongst diversity. I think it's great. I love being around different kinds of people. If I get to do that again, if my neighbors are Chinese, black, Mexican, I don't care. Bring it on! Bring them on! All right, well, what's up?
I've loved your stuff ever since Tom Goes to the Mayor. Yeah, like I've always had a sense of humor that was different from other people, and so people would laugh at stuff like, I don't know, Adam Sandler movies, and I wouldn't get it, and I'd feel like left out. But then I saw your stuff, and it made me feel like I could be part of the comedy world too.
Oh, that's very nice to hear. I'm glad we could expose you to another side of.
So from that though, I'm wondering, do you keep up with the people who influence you? There's this other troupe that's been around for a little bit, I guess, called $1 Million Extreme, and it feels like they definitely take some risks from you, although go in a kind of more negative direction.
No, I don't keep up. I don't watch a lot of other stuff. I did see something that looked kind of cool from somebody that I admire quite a bit, John Glazer. You know John Glazer?
The name rings a bell, but
he's got a show that looks good.
What is up?
No, I haven't really seen their stuff. I've heard you guys talk about it, but you know, I don't. I'm not going to comment too much on other people's work. You know,
I'm just not sure or convinced yet that like kind of reverse trolling the trolls is effective.
Yeah, who
I
knows?
just wanted to get your opinion if it was like maybe that's sort of feeding into what they want, but then again, how do you combat it?
I
Right.
I skew towards thinking that shining light on it has some value because it provides my larger audience who probably don't think that way an awareness of that point of view.
That's true. I did not know the term cuck until your song.
Yeah.
So there's that.
So there's that. And then I remember when I was growing up in high school in Allentown, we had, neo-Nazi, we had skinheads. Like, there weren't a lot of them, but they were around and we knew who they were. And it was disgusting. And like, it was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
So I think there's always going to be a place for that amongst the, young white males that's going to feel, I don't know, it's going to satisfy some issue or some problem they have in their own personal life that sort of answers a few questions. I think a lot of them grow out of it eventually when they engage in the real world. And, so I don't know. It's a very confusing year, isn't it? Hit me.
All right. What do you think of 4chan, and is Pepe a hate symbol?
From what I've seen, 4chan, this year have received that Pepe frog in a variety of formats, being representing a certain ideology that I disagree with. Yesterday, I received one that had the frog, and he was with another frog that was dressed up like Donald Trump, and they both were standing by grinning as a cartoon depiction of Hillary Clinton was having her head cut off in a guillotine. And the sender of the image included the following: put this faggot next on the list.
Just ask you what you gonna do when they come for you.
I understand that's not the origin of the image, but it seems to have been co-opted by a certain group of people that I had strong disagreements with.
Fair.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward answer there. I got into some trouble last night with this Mike Cernovich. I probably just should have let it go, but I said something like, because the New Yorker did this post on this guy, and I said, hey, why don't you profile this wet dump I just took the other day? It doesn't take a genius to figure out I was alluding to this creep being a piece of shit.
So 5 days before the election, you tweeted, the Clintons were running a pedophilia ring. It's been in the emails all the time. We just weren't able to see the code.
I definitely don't think the Clintons are personally running a pedophilia.
So why did you write it?
That was worded imprecisely.
And he loved the attention, so he went ahead and retweeted that and got all his fans to sort of come after me, and then he offered a opportunity for me to debate this guy. What a cool opportunity that would be for me. I kind of couldn't resist because he said he set me up kind of beautifully with a he said, I'll debate you on any subject you choose for whatever charity you want. And that's sort of, where my mind goes is, okay, I'll debate you, but the subject is going to be stupid and the charity is going to be awful, or ridiculous. So I chose the subject of pissing, drinking your own piss, which is, of course, you guys know, a hot topic for me. It's part of the whole piss campaign. We're just trying to get the word out, like as much piss as we can eat and drink and collect.
Now, piss is liquor?
No, it's urine.
My 2-gallon jug of apple juice, gonna drink it till the jug is dry. And then I whip out my dick and I fill it back up and drink it all up tonight. Hot piss on the tip of my lip.
Drinking your own piss, which is, of course, you guys know, a hot topic for me. And the charity would be for NAMBLA and the Human Fund. NAMBLA, of course, the National Association of Man-Boy Lovers, as I said later, is obviously such a big, obvious joke. And then the Human Fund is, of course, from Seinfeld.
Memo here from accounting telling me there's no such thing as the Human Fund.
Well, there could be.
But there isn't.
And of course, I should have seen. He goes, oh well, then you're a pedophile, and so he's got this army of like dum-dums who picked up on it and were just tweeting me all day about how I'm a sick child diddler. Medoch, where are you calling from?
Medoch, yes, I'm live streaming to you from Temple University.
Yay! Hooty hoot, Temple Owls.
Hoo-hoo. Actually. No.
What?
Tim, actually, I've got something pretty crazy, to tell you.
Okay. Let's get it out.
What was I gonna say? I kind of like half work for the alt-right guys on Adult Swim. Right now. Do you kind of know who I'm talking about?
I think so.
Well, anyways,
people have been telling me about this show.
Yeah, it's called World Peace.
Okay.
I'm not an alt-righter. I kind of like lean in the middle, but anyways, I'm just like a young kid trying to get my feet wet with
production,
the big world, whatever. Okay. And since I do like work for them, and I love you guys, I love Tim and Eric.
Well, thank you very much.
Well, we're coming out with a book, and I was wondering if you would want it, if I could send one to you. It's a big book.
Doesn't sound like it would be my cup of tea.
There's pretty drawings in it, but no pressure. Okay. I think we were gonna send one to Absolutely Productions, just like anyways.
Great.
And let's see.
Anything else?
Yes. I just want to say I love you.
Thank you, Annie, and I thank you, and give my best to all the Temple University family that I know has been so instrumental in my career and in my life. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Annie. Take care. Good luck and all the best. She was very nervous over I don't know what.
Since 2015, this guy's face has circulated on social media after most mass shootings. It happened after the shootings in Orlando.
His name was released as Sam Hyde.
Yikes. So if he's not the shooter, who is Sam Hyde?
I'm Sam Hyde. I'm an important thinker.
I've been seeing all these
angry tweets in your direction, and I just wanted to say that, I mean, for me, I'm totally middle of the road. I see you as being sort of left of center, but
well, I think my goofing on Trump definitely started from a place of he's a ridiculous character. He's a cartoon character almost. I think I've probably gotten less haha and more, just so you know, this is who this guy really is. You know, these people are angry or they're upset with the way the world is turning out and it's not going in their favor for some reason.
Right.
And, you know, there's lots of options people have. You can work hard and have a good life. There's lots of people that are having good lives that I see. How about you? Are you having a good life?
I am having a fantastic life. And, you know, it makes me feel sad.
Trump paints this picture of a hell on earth, but I go around the country, I tour, I play shows. I've said this before. I see a vibrant, strong economy full of people that are going into Starbucks and going to the mall and buying shit. And this isn't just in LA or anything, but all over the place. Bring it on! Bring them on! I think it's, at least you can try to aspire towards diversity, right?
Why?
Because it's good for everybody.
Why is it good for everybody?
Because you get to know somebody that you didn't know before. You get to learn from their experiences.
You speak up against it. You can be socially ostracized.
Listen, what do you do, Nick? How do you make a living?
I don't.
I don't know. You have every opportunity to do something with yourself. Have a family, be productive, be helpful, be kind. You're worrying about too much. You got too much swimming up there.
So why am I worried? Why is this?
You seem very upset about losing something about what America is that probably never really existed. So what I'm saying is tackle something smaller in your life than this. By the way, Doug Loosenhop, I should have him call in. Doug Loosenhop, I want to just see if I can get him on the line, letting me know about. He was telling me that the Tim and Eric Reddit right now has been taken over by these right-wing trolls.
Head to the polls to choose between the first woman president and a businessman running for his first elected office.
5 o'clock. In some key states. I want to... If Trump does very well, or even if he wins.
President Barack Obama, his administration, much was made of the fact that Utah, of course, being
more socially liberal on all matters.
Hillary Clinton is doing very well in Washington.
I think there's a lot of soul searching that's going to have to go on.
And I mean, I would have asked that even if
Trump signs were...
I think the story is really about what she didn't do.
He is. It looks like he's walking.
I pledge to every citizen of our land that I will be president for all Americans. And this is so important to me.
I understand you're angry. I understand everyone's angry right now. There's a lot of people.
I'm not. I'm happy. I made $25,000 betting on Trump. So I bet $5,000 in the odds.
Okay, that's ridiculous.
My argument is they have to go back.
How is that any different from Germany saying that Jews needed to leave the country or
I don't know, it sounds similar.
Why did you come to this?
I came because I want these people to feel despair. I believe that she will win. I believe that she will win. I believe that she will win. I believe that she will win.
Donald J. Trump is now president.
Is this Mitch McConnell?
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, what's up, Tim?
How are you?
Good.
Where are you calling from?
Washington State.
Okay. What do you got? How are you feeling?
Actually, I'm not feeling great, but I'm not feeling as bad as most people seem to be feeling.
Okay.
I don't think we're going to end up in internment camps. I don't think Trump's going to round up the gays and kill everyone. And I think it's kind of ridiculous that everyone is freaking out this bout over a silly election, really.
Okay. Well, I don't know if people are saying that he's going to round up all the gays and kill them, but there's a gradient there, right?
Yeah, but you definitely see a lot of people that have been trained, I think, by the media with this hysteria and this fear that something terrible has happened. And in reality, it's more the DNC's fault and the two-party system's fault, if anything. As soon as he won, he wasn't screaming, lock her up, you know. As soon as as soon as he won,
oh, listen,
and he
man,
got all those votes.
we're day 3. We don't know what he's going to do, and that's part of the scary problem with him. Is he's very he's volatile in the choices he makes and in his personality. So you look down under the sheen of the guy that he's surrounded himself with some very zealous ideologues who believe some things that are scary.
How's it going?
Good.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm all right. We didn't talk a whole lot about the radical Islamic problem. I live like 2 minutes away from Pulse. There's people that aren't mentally ill.
2 minutes away from what?
There's people that aren't mentally ill.
No, you said you live 2 minutes.
Do things because of ideology.
You said,
That's
2
what I'm
minutes
saying about radical Islamic terror.
2 minutes away from Pulse. Is that what you're saying?
The nightclub
okay,
in Orlando.
Right. Yeah, it's terrible. It's awful.
Yeah, I mean, you look at what's happening in European countries that have a huge amount of people that come from areas that are radicalized. They're not all mentally ill. There's a reason that they do things that stems from things that aren't mental illness. There's ideas that have consequences.
If we want to really talk about the Middle East and the Islamic, radicalization of certain groups of people, that's a major world problem that has a very complicated answer to it. That I'm not, I don't have necessarily.
I think that if there's a better way of screening people, which obviously hasn't worked in the past way that we've taken in refugees. Omar Mateen, the Pulse shooter's father, was a refugee. If we screened him better, if he was a Taliban supporter, if we screened him better,
yeah. But you do this
that those people wouldn't have gotten into the country.
99% contribute in a way to the country that work harder than we do.
Even that's not even true. Even that's not true. It was something like half of them collect welfare in the European countries, and even so. Even if 1% of them decide to go off
about our countries.
Okay, well, even in our countries, there's a huge number of refugees that come in and just collect state benefits, and they don't contribute. I mean, but even that's not even the problem that I'm talking about.
I think that might be some kind of.
There's just
some kind of meme you picked up on.
Can you explain to me that like one circumstance in which taking in more Syrian refugees will lead to less radical Islamic violence? There just isn't a scenario in which that's the case.
I mean, that's hard. I don't know. That's impossible to say. I think if you create a country who presents itself as a place welcoming, open, and free, and saves your life.
So there's a group of people that believe something, and if people speak out against their beliefs, they'll resort to violence. They'll resort to killing.
I don't
people.
agree with the same way I don't agree with a radical Christian right winger. I don't agree with a radical Islamic view of the world. I don't think that I don't agree with the way they handle social issues in their country. But it's more about how you want to be, what kind of country you want to be, and you want to be a place that doesn't judge people for their religious views. And generally,
why? Do you judge Scientologists? Why can't you judge people based on their ideas? I mean, if there was a new religion that popped up tomorrow that said you should commit violence to states that take you in the state that we have it right now, Islam is the closest thing to that. Insofar as the religions that exist at this current moment.
No.
I don't understand why you can't criticize religion.
They have work to do, I'm sure. But first, and again, there isn't. That's not happening out there. There isn't this war. There's people that have sick ideas that think they're making a stance by doing certain things, but there isn't a war.
I mean, you'll see it more the more that you import people from cultures that believe these things.
Then here we are, because we both have our versions of the apocalypse. Yours is based on assumptions of strategy that a certain religion has to seek vengeance on a country that's caused their people great pain. Actually, I hate to say it, it's like, be around people that you agree with. And also, those tend to be the people you like to be around more anyways, right? It isn't that hard now to, create, any alt-right can make fun of me for saying a safe place. We joke about that. People that I work with are all people that we're not sitting around arguing about whether climate change is real or whether there's a threat from ISIS that's knocking at our door. We're all like, just sort of largely on the same page about a lot of those big things. So that makes me feel better to be around people like that. And that's I'm happy to talk to Matt, who's on the call and everything, and I'm happy to do that in a way. But also, I think it's just healthy right now to be around people that are sort of enabling what you know in your heart to be.
I understand why Brett Gelman did what he did. It's because he's this outsider, like enemy, who has nothing going on except his like ability to generate attention for himself.
Ideas to Adult Swim executives, the network finally capitulated in producing 2 specials prefixed Dinner with Friends, both to a largely forgettable response.
Why are you guys looking at me like that? Did I do something bad?
Adult Swim was at this time facing heavy criticism by a mob of resentful broads, posting a procession of petulant tantrums at how the comedy network doesn't hire enough women. Brett Gelman saw this as an opportunity to put behind him his own failures at Adult Swim and score some invaluable social justice points in the process.
Brett Gelman, I'm leaving Adult Swim. Dude, stop doing coke. Brett Gelman, stop doing coke. You need to come back to reality, okay? You made something that wasn't funny. That's why. The problem at the end of the day is the same problem that Brett Gelman's pig ugly horse-gummed wife has, and that's that women are not funny. The ones that are funny are like fucked up weirdo dykes, and like the typical female stand-up act is, my monostat stopped working. Oh, my pussy smelled so bad. Oh, I was puking on my dad's dick. I fucked 80 guys. I got a yeast infection.
Can you hear me better?
Yes, I can hear you. How are you?
I'm doing well.
What's going on?
Let's talk Brett Gelman, Tim.
Okay.
Let's talk Gelman.
Let's talk Gelman.
So you support him in this whole ordeal, and you were.
Can you mute your stream, you dunce?
Mute the stream. Here he goes. All right.
You support.
All right. I'll mute the stream. There we go.
Okay, what do you have to say now? I support Gelman because he's my friend, and I support what he wants to do with his life.
Yeah, but have you've worked with Adult Swim now for what, probably 10 years, 15 years?
15, yeah.
So have you seen many women working in development of these shows that are being produced and going on and off air within years?
Have I seen? I don't pay attention to the other shows and or who runs them. Hey, you got to fix your situation here. It's all a big mess. What is your point? What is your point of view here? Instead of questioning me like I'm on trial on my own show.
Well, I just wanted to talk Gelman.
Well, we're talking Gelman. I told you he feels passionate about not wanting to work with that company. Oh, Jesus, man. Listen, this sounds so bad. Whatever's going on with your internet sucks. First of all, there's women that I got to hang up on this guy. You'll have to take the call off the air. It sounds like it's ruining the show.
How's it going?
Good. How are you? Where are you calling from? I'm eating some cheese. I'm eating a stick of cheese.
Yeah, well, actually, I'm calling to you from the cheese state because I'm Milk Boy and I'm calling you from Wisconsin.
Hello, Milk Boy. Calling from Wisconsin.
Hey, I'm Milk Boy. Let's talk Adult Swim. What's going on with Gelman?
I love Brett. I talk to Brett probably every day this week.
Yeah.
And,
does it have anything to do with that new show on Adult Swim that everyone's talking about?
It does. There's people. He's upset about that.
Like the Sam Hyde? He's upset about like the $1 Million Extreme show?
Yeah. And my position has been that I support Brett to do whatever he wants to do, and he's sending a message, and I think that's a great thing.
I mean, I watched all the episodes of that show. It didn't seem overly like. Have you seen it? Like, it didn't seem overly misogynistic to me. I don't know.
I haven't really seen it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it seems like a little goofy. I like it.
I guess there's more shit going on behind that show than meets the eye with the...
I mean, I know he's very active on Twitter.
Right.
The $1 Million Extreme guy. I know he's very pro-Trump on Twitter.
Right.
But
I mean, I know my experience with that is just that whatever. I don't know if it's a bunch of people or just a few guys or whatever, but those the people claiming to be fans of that show have been, sustaining a campaign of abuse towards me on the internet, which, my only issue with that is traditionally these shows and creators of Adult Swim shows had a pretty good relationship with each other, And it's a nice group of people, a nice family of creative people that like to see each other and like to be around each other. And we would never go after each other's work, or we'd never encourage our audience to, or expect our audience to. So my issue is only there with the just daily sort of attacks.
Yeah.
About.
I mean, so do you have
personally.
no interest in watching the show?
No.
I mean,
why? Who cares what I watch? Who cares what I like? First of all, or not like?
That's true.
So everyone's asking me. I mean, it's not really my business to tell anybody what's good or bad. And I've learned that over the years, especially in comedy, that it's not fun to be on the other side of that, because I get that all day long. The San Francisco folks hate LA. They say LA's the worst. And we say in LA, well, I don't really think about San Francisco's fine. I don't know. I don't even think about it. You see the difference there?
I do see the difference.
So now, it's a complicated thing. There's if you like the show, great, support the show. If you're listening and you hate this thing and you think it's evil, or you think that it's spreading messages of hate, misogyny, anti-Semitism, you should speak out. You should go and let the advertisers know what you think.
And I mean, a lot of it is funny. I mean, I recommend it, but if you can't get past the people that make it, that's fine.
It's certainly not something you can sort of summarize in a tweet. A lot of people are coming to me saying that they're disappointed because I'm not standing up for that show, or I'm not quitting because of that show. So I'm not going to fall into any of those into either of those categories, because I'm just me. I'm just my own man. I do my own thing. I make my own decisions about my own work and the people that I work with and the people that I choose to help out.
alt-right trolls.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're a bunch of trash boys, honestly. I think they're attacking you is they're just really, really cranky that you're not,
wearing a Beaver Boys hat?
Or just, praising their daddy Trump all the time.
Well, of course. I mean, listen, I've spoken at length about these people, and my audience, you guys out there, I want you to know that these people are out there, and I want you to know what they say, and I want you to hear the anti-Semitism, I want you to hear the homophobia and all that stuff, because it shouldn't be ignored, I don't think. It should be acknowledged and fought and challenged. Roy!
Hey, Tim, you disco?
What?
Tim, you want to dance?
No, sir, I do not. I do not want to dance. I do not want to dance. What do you got?
Yeah, I was just wondering about, well, I guess in relation to all this Brett Gelman stuff and that $1 Million Extreme stuff, and I enjoyed the show. I thought it was a decent enough show. I felt like they just need more experience, really. And someone like Brett Gelman, he has plenty of experience. He had a lot of exposure, and in a way, I felt like he's kind of using this as a platform to do his own thing, and I feel like it's going to hurt the show. And I personally would like to see it continue going.
Well, you're only one man. I think Brett's just a guy speaking from his heart. He cares about things. I support him and respect him. We're winding down. I'll take a few more calls, then I really got to go and get some rest, folks. Hey.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. What's up?
I'm pretty good. Hey, thanks for retweeting me and your fan work, like communicating with your fans and doing that. That's really cool. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
I guess my thing is I talked to Vic on Twitter. I messaged him a little about the MDE thing, and the thing is, it's hard for me to draw the line of what's mean spirited and what's not mean spirited. You know what I mean with comedy, and some of your stuff seems a little bit mean spirited. At least with the Awesome Show. And some of the people you put on there. I mean, I have mental illness myself, and some of the guys, I don't know. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I mean, I understand where you're helping people, and you're putting yourself on the line. You're making yourself look bad, and the same, right? I've heard you say that in interviews where, hey, I look bad too, and kind of making fun of human experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know what you mean. And listen, I think there's choices we probably made that I wouldn't make now. But that was a different time. We were younger and we were experimenting and we were trying new things, and there wasn't a lot of time to self-reflect about what we were doing.
Not to shed no tears. Salome.
We're just putting it out there. And
I wouldn't want to put you. I wouldn't want to like dispute that, because I've really enjoyed all your stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I've enjoyed, and I feel like it's in the right spirit of comedy. But sometimes I wonder if there is some hypocrisy there.
In what sense?
I mean, a lot of this right now is coming from MDE, right? From $1 Million Extreme, right? A lot of this shit right now.
Like I said, I'm not going to comment on the aesthetic value of the show. The only thing I will say is fans of the show that come to me online are abusive and hateful and not fun. So that must be a reflection on whoever's making the show.
In the wine party sketch, Nick purposefully trips Sam's wife, causing her to fall through a glass table, before convincing Sam of his innocence. I could elaborate, but truth be told, it's just funny seeing a woman with a bloodied face full of glass shards.
Nick, what's going on, big guy? You just tripped my wife.
You're gonna sit here and point fingers at me, and she's gonna crawl around on my $1,900 rug, bleeding from her eye sockets, and trying to tell me that I shoved her through a goddamn table? You're crazy as she is.
I think you're right.
You owe me $2,000.
In episode 4, a scene involving a paraplegic incel takes a ludicrous turn as a colourfully dressed Trex and his boyfriend.
Thomas?
Hello, sir.
You with your fucking girlfriend on your avatar.
That's my fucking wife!
Fuck you! That bitch.
Are you... It's not funny. But, you talking political, are you? Is that what you've been doing?
I'm just talking big, but life. Talking about life. What do you got?
Well, I'm just calling from a red state, South Carolina. And I actually did vote for Trump because I just couldn't stand Hillary being just so crooked, and she's a crook. I mean, we have to all agree on that. She's a crook.
She broke into my neighbor's house and stole their silverware.
Yeah, Hillary Clinton killed my dog. When I watched Awesome Show, like, I'd never seen anything like it, and it was so just like watching everything. It was just like so frantic and nihilistic and funny, and I was like, are these people like gonna be monsters? And for the most part, everybody was pretty nice.
Well, that's cool. You never saw anything. Now there's a bunch of shows like it, just like World Peace by $1 Million Extreme.
Oh, yeah. Big fan.
Just a
big
straight
fan.
up rip off, copycat rip off hacks.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, everyone. Please don't troll me on the net. I saw one episode of that. It was funny. You know.
And I only take a little bit, like. So we have to actually sterilize this apple real quick. Here we go. Take a bite. It's clean. I'm full. I'm so full. What I like to start off with is a little bit of gunpowder. Now, Charles, are you being serious that this is how municipal tap water's made? Oh, yeah. If you ever go to, Flint, Michigan or something, you're going to have sulfur water, things lighting on fire, you got egg water, you got all different kinds of stuff. So, you know, people are really used to this flavor. And you know what else they're used to? They're used to taking it in the ass. As in, they pay taxes and they get that water, and they do nothing about it.
It was funny, you know?
No, it's not. It's not. I will. I mean, you can. I watched a little bit of it, and like what I thought when I saw it was like, there's like some people in their late teens and early 20s that are watching this, and they're getting the same thing out of it that I got when I watched Awesome Show. Although I don't know that Awesome Show like really was furthering like my political beliefs per se. Like
I think it was very apolitical.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like into like escapism and
you just like jokes.
I just like
fun,
jokes and
fun,
silly and
silliness,
absurd stuff.
Absurd. Yeah,
that's what we
I
like.
don't care where you're from, what you do. It's all about laughs, you know, having fun, getting to know thyself.
I mean, a lot of the early MD stuff kind of copied or bit Tim and Eric's style. So definitely fans of it. Yeah.
Hillary Clinton killed my dog.
Fucking thief and bitch.
How did you think it would have affected you in a negative way if she were elected president?
I feel that it would have affected me negatively because I don't know what the fuck's going on behind the scenes with them. I mean, all this. I don't know if y'all have talked about the Pizzagate shit and all that stuff. I know that seems so goddamn far-fetched. But just that stuff, I don't know. It was just a bunch of stuff that I've read up on that has really... I have a kid. I have a
Pizzagate at all?
Yeah, he's talking about Pizzagate.
But have you talked
I
about
talked
Pizzagate?
about it, yeah. I feel like I have some understanding of it, but go ahead.
Right, yeah, okay. Well, I'm just saying, I have a 4-year-old, and reading all that shit about the pedophilia and all that kind of garbage really struck a nerve with me.
So you buy into that?
What?
You buy into that?
I mean, there's just so many things connecting towards it. It's not. I don't feel like it's just coincidence anymore. I feel like there is an underlying thing, underlying reality towards that. Yes.
What are the connections?
It's just with Podesta, just the whole. I mean, you have to look into it for yourself. It's a rabbit hole.
I looked into it, and
you thought it was shit.
Yeah, it's quackery to the highest degree. It's like the worst, like UFO conspiracy crap.
People do dabble in weird ass shit.
So what?
Especially when there's money involved, when there's kids involved, they get into weird shit.
Especially when there's kids involved, people dabble into some weird shit.
Well, with money and children is what I'm saying, man.
What are you talking about? You like? Is there a secret technique to rape and murder a child gives you more money or something?
No, I'm just saying that when a lot of money is involved and a lot of power, people have fucking obsessions with power. And what's the easiest thing to take power over? Right. Someone who is not able to fight, to fend for themselves.
Let me ask you this.
To fight people off. Yes.
Let me ask you this. Let's say you, me, and Drew here were into fucking 3-year-old boys. And we believe it because we got put into this, we're like obsessed with, I want to become the fucking president because I want all the power. I want all the world at my fingertips. But and
Yes.
somebody conned me in, or somebody got me into this scene. He's like, come here, I'll talk to you about something. It's going to sound insane. But
Yeah.
one of the ways you can get there is you fuck these little boys and then kill them.
Yeah.
I'd be like, well, okay. That really freaks me out because A, seems real gross. B, seems dangerous. It seems like we can get in trouble, and like, I don't want to do that. But anyways, he like, let's do it, Drew. Like, this is what we want.
I want the power.
So let's get in this scene. So then they get in the scene, and I find out that the guy running the scene, he's kind of weird, but he's gone ahead and put all this like symbology all over the place in this pizza place. You think that they have learned by now that they don't put like a pedophilic symbol in their logo for their pizza place.
But it's not in the news anywhere. Anywhere. And every time that it gets
either
brought
is
up,
Bigfoot every night.
What?
Either is Bigfoot every night.
Not on fucking.
They're not going to talk about. They're not going to talk about unfounded conspiracy theories, especially one with a ridiculous name like Pizzagate. Like you have.
I'll give you an example. So yesterday,
well, it's not going to be called Fuck Boy Town. It's going to be something underground.
I think
it's going to be something sneaky. Is this Drew guy? Is this the guy that interviewed you the other day?
Yes. Let me guess. You're not a fan of this kid.
What I personally think is I think people are way too fucking labeled with this cis male and this fucking all this shit, man.
Again, another thing that does probably not affect you in any way in your own life.
Yes. Yeah, it doesn't affect me. It's just annoying.
It's just annoying. You fucking brat.
I am a fucking brat, and I was fucking stand by.
Everything has come up roses for you your entire life. Look at you, beautiful
you got
wife.
a beautiful
You're
wife.
a white man.
I'm walking on clouds. I'm not.
You got no troubles.
You got Skype.
You got Skype. You got an internet connection. What have you done for somebody else lately?
I did. I gave cans to a food drive.
That's nice. That's something.
Yeah, that's fucking nice.
I know.
All right, well, you're fucking. I can tell you're on the edge.
I'm fine with.
You want to bash me about something?
I don't want to bash you. I'm just saying you're complaining about my friend.
I'm a fucking big fan of you.
Well, I don't care.
Well, you should fucking care.
Why? I don't play to you. I don't play to you.
What?
I don't play to you.
You're not. I don't expect you to get up on stage and dance like a fucking monkey, but I appreciate you're a nice man.
I know.
And you're a good boy.
I like your energy. I mean, this guy, you got to be a full-time caller, maybe.
Yeah, Tim, I heard that like shit going on between you and Sam Hyde.
There's always
shit.
There's always shit going on, isn't there?
Yeah, but I heard like he took over your subreddit or something like that.
I don't know.
Is that true?
That. I don't know anything about that Reddit. That Tim and Eric Reddit's been taken over by the internet trolls. That's a lost cause.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go then. Yeah. But there's this whole like controversy on the internet, and they're saying that like you personally got his show shut down.
I personally got it shut down. Well, I've spoken about this on this show over the past several weeks because it's
I missed that, I guess.
It's obviously a subject that people are interested in talking about. There's been a lot of controversy regarding the show, I suppose. There's been stuff written about it, articles and accusations about the creators and about content, and I suppose it became just too much it became too much of a hot potato, as we say in the business. I'd say for over a year, I guess, sort of throughout this whole election, I became quite a bit of a target for the alt-right, whatever we want to call it.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, you're plastered everywhere.
A lot of it seemed to be coming from this audience, like this gang, and it was just relentless. It was sometimes it was scary because it was sort of personal and about my family. And
I like people have been posting pictures like of your house and like because like if you're in Glendale stuff, like people have found out where you live. Like I'm not even joking. Yeah, it's pretty fucked.
You know, I still feeling like I'm living in a bad dream. Feel completely unmoored. Been doing a lot of good talking with friends and sharing feelings. So it's been like it really feels, you know, like a massive shift and hard to. I had a wonderful dinner the other night with a guy who I was a huge fan of, and he we had just a great, like I said, never met the guy before, and we sat and talked for over 2 hours about everything under the sun. It was emotional, it was beautiful, and we came out of it saying, like, well, you know, we got work to do. We have to keep doing. We have to keep working and making stuff and talking to people, and it's given us a new perspective, I suppose. So, what did I do? What did I do with in this situation? Because I'm planning on talking about this, so I'm glad you're getting it out of the way. What did I do? You know, so for the longest time, I just didn't talk about it. I didn't want to feed it. I didn't want to get into. Oh, pardon me. Do you need a Kleenex?
I live in Canada. It's cold, so.
Well, I just wanted it to go away. You know, so I think the theory of not feeding the trolls is the best potential theory. But of course, I didn't always play by that rule.
No, you didn't, because you started to troll Alex Jones, and you don't realize how big Alex Jones is. Like, he actually does get more viewers than CNN. Like, there are millions and millions and millions of people that watch him. So
that.
if you talk shit about Alex Jones, like, they're gonna come after you.
Yeah, well, I know that's fine. I'm not saying I'm Mr. Innocent here. I shouldn't be.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be a back and forth, I guess. But when it comes from the audience of a show that's also on the same network that I've been a big part of for a long time, it began to feel a little weird. And it began to feel a little personal, and I wasn't sure what the intentions of the network were in this. You know, it was just a confusing place to be in, because it's one thing if it's coming from Alex Jones and a whole other ecosphere of people and stuff, you know, that's one thing. But in a lot of ways, Adult Swim is a family of people that have known each other for a long time, and the creators of different shows know each other and are very friendly and supportive. So when the audience, I don't know these guys, you know, I've never met them or anything like that, but when the audience of that starts kind of coming in a coordinated way against me in a very personal and kind of scary, violent way, the only thing I really ever did in this whole at no point did I ever say we're going to take our toys and go home, like Brett said. There's no point where I said, if you keep this show going, I'm not going to make shows for you anymore. You know, like if people, you know, want something like that on the air, I don't have to watch it. There's all kinds of shit on TV that I don't have to watch. People don't have to watch. But so the whole thing's, by the way, the whole thing is brand new. But I do know when I'm getting, like, you know, hundreds of messages over the course of time. You're a faggot. You're finished. I'm going to fuck you up. But you're done. That doesn't.
I've seen it.
That's just no good. That's just no good. And if that represents the culture of what that show is or what that group is, then I don't want to have anything to do with it. Okay. What's amazing is sort of the parallels like to the Pizzagate thing. And I'll read some of these tweets that I've been getting. You're old and boring and out of ideas. Alt comedy is dead, and now the former rebels are the new established, shutting down transgressive elements. And it gets worse and worse.
I've seen a lot of that writing. No, seriously.
So I got a death threat yesterday, and somebody came after my family online.
Holy shit!
So and I'm gonna take that seriously.
Yeah, you should. Yeah.
So, but the thing is with the Pizzagate thing, somebody wrote this, and I thought it was hilarious. Wrote this sort of long post about what my issues are and what the real deal with me is, and how nobody likes me anymore, and Bob Oden. This whole thing about Bob Odenkirk hates my guts, and how
I saw that. What the fuck is that?
So that's on some site, 4chan, Reddit, whatever. But that suddenly becomes part of the gospel of the story.
Yeah.
So then that gets referenced in other posts, even though that original post is not coming from any real information. It's silly, except that it's also scary because some of these people might take it too far and actually do damage to my life.
As Pizzagate.
Exactly. It happened over the weekend. Some guy showed up there with a fucking machine gun.
I don't know, though. That guy was an actor. He ran over a kid apparently 6 weeks ago. Got away with it. This is all false flag stuff. I don't know.
All right. Well, listen, it's been a lot of fun talking to you. Let's take some more calls.
What are you doing in the location? Making sure there's nothing there. Regarding what? Pizzagate.
So I'm calling right now because I worked in a very, very minute capacity on that show. And I mean, I don't know where I'm going. I've been seeing so much stuff about it. Like, so many people have just become experts, like, overnight about this on both sides. And, like, all the grief you've been getting over this, like, it bothers me a lot.
Well, thank you. And it's depressing and stressful and all that kind of stuff to get that kind of sentiment sent your way over and over and over again.
And it's so bizarre to me because, like, I've been a fan for a while. Like, I've seen, like, you get that sentiment, like, your entire career. Like, you're going to be done next month. You're not going to have a career next month.
Yeah.
And, like, here you are, like, 10 years later in a career. Like,
I think the thing is, I feel that way about my career. I feel like, this has got to be it. Like, there can't be anything left. Certainly, there's nothing left for me and creatively. And then, the next day there's an idea and I feel like, oh, fuck, I got to do this thing. And then you work on it and make it and stuff.
Sure, of course. Like, I mean, like, all right, full disclosure about, like, my perspective on this.
Go ahead.
I'm also a former ASO intern who worked on this show. So, like,
that's a weird.
A little bit of, like, weird on both sides. People see this as a thing, but I don't. I do my on the side of any comedic forms going outside traditional constraints, and like, because that's what gets me excited, and that's what makes me want to hone my craft and like.
You had a good experience here.
Oh God, like one of my favorite things. Easily, like I like that's the thing. Like the two, like if I were to look at my career, like the two highlights of like working production stuff have been like. This show, which was like this cool YouTube elevated with way to do stuff, working with you guys.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for your work for our company.
Do you want to hear kind of the full story of how that one guy on Reddit like ruined the whole community?
Yeah, is this Sunwet?
Yeah, who for a while I thought was like you, because originally this stuff started originally with like on cinema stuff, but like he took it too far and he would post stuff about like Greg had stuff kind of about you, but not funny and
that's what's
fun.
like. What's funny about all this, and to this degree, maybe I have some sympathy for this other show, but I've created so many personas, and the on cinema character is I was saying to Greg the other day, is so vile and such a piece of shit that I could see people just getting kind of like I guess that's who that person really is. You know, I guess that's like, or at least there's like parts of him in that. And so, anyways, go ahead. Let's sit back and listen to the tale of the Tim and Eric subreddit from David Tenenbaum. Oh, Tenenbaum, oh,
Yes,
Tenenbaum, won't you share this tale of Reddit?
So it starts on a Christmas Eve many years ago in Germany. No, yeah, so he just started to like post and like pin stuff so it wouldn't go away, like kind of playing along on cinema, but not being funny and like being very vile and just like weird stuff. So, okay, whatever. That's weird. It happened every now and then, but whatever. And then the election comes. And like it starts to get political. At first, it was kind of like playing on Cinema Tim's characters, like stupid political stuff,
right?
Which, by the way, is hilarious and unfortunately sort of predicted the future.
Yes.
So it starts to get a little more political. But it's like, okay, maybe this is just a joke and just not funny, you know. And then the $1 Million Extreme stuff started coming in, and it just like went to shit, slowly developing and getting worse. And now it's just very sad, and it's horrible how they're harassing you and threatening you and, you know, doxing you and all that.
I mean, a lot of this is just people like it's like playing a single person shooter game or something, right? It's like a
that's a good
pow,
metaphor.
pow, pow, pow. Just fire off lobbed insults and then, you know, run behind your fake anime avatar or whatever. I just always come back to this idea of like, if my audience behaved that way, I'd be like, I'd take responsibility for some of that, you know, and I would work on changing it. I don't know. Is that crazy?
No, yeah, I think that's totally correct. I mean, it's really, it's strange. Just anecdotally, it seems to me like, by and large, you know, there's this misunderstanding of the work. And I think people got wedded to certain ideas, you know, in like 2008, 2007.
Ideas about what we're supposed to be or what we're supposed to...
Right.
Right.
And what the points of the jokes are and the meaning and all that. And, you know, maybe just thought you were like an extension of trolls on the internet, for lack of a better term. That whole...
Right.
Do you think, like, that character you sometimes play in interviews, like, you know, just the jerk guy, do you think maybe that's misled people into who, like, can't separate a joke from reality?
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
You have a new album coming out?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And you happy with the results?
I think it's some of our best work.
Well, there's certainly people that think, A, I like it, that it's a conversation, it's a dialogue, it's a riff that we're doing together, that if you write, I mean, I've had people that were like just mercilessly, fuck you, you faggot, you piece of shit, fuck you, I hate you, you suck, and then I'll engage with them and they go, dude, I'm just kidding, I'm just fucking around. You know, something. I would feel bad if my audience was behaving that way for sure.
Who gives a shit? You know, all right, what's your favorite Andy Kaufman, man? Who gives a shit about that? You know, this is good comedy. You know what I'm saying? What's your favorite Andy Kaufman, man?
What's good comedy? Somebody call me a faggot 4 times a day?
No, they're not good comedy.
Okay.
I'm saying, what's your favorite Andy Kaufman? You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck that shit. Who gives a shit about that shit? You know?
I gave a shit about it. I don't know if the sustained joke of calling me a faggot for 4 years is that funny.
Well, repetition. You know. Bergson talks about repetition. What I'm trying to say is, you know, we can expand on it. We can grow on it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't. But thank you so much.
Apologies.
And I wish you all the best.
Wait, what's your favorite Andy Kaufman? That's it.
I don't have favorites. I don't do favorites to you or anybody.
How do you sleep at night? That's what I want to know.
Without doing favorites?
I want to know how you sleep at night with all that trash you put out there. You know what? You're total trash.
Excuse me?
I feel like, you know what? I would not hug you in person. If you asked me to hug you, I want to hug you.
Well, I would hug you.
Why?
Because I feel for you, man. I
don't feel for you. You know what? I do feel for you because
you're going back and forth.
I just appreciate everything you've done, and I'm just so happy about everything you've done.
Well, you're just going back and forth.
There's a way of thinking that some people have where they simplify the world. It affects politics too, like, oh, Trump is going to save us and take back our jobs. He's going to make great deals and all that. And they think it's so simple. It's A happens and then B happens because A happens. So that becomes oh, well, Tim and Eric got the show canceled, and Bob Odenkirk hates them. People don't understand how complicated everything is and how many people are involved. You know, at Adult Swim, nothing's that simple where Tim walks into the room in Atlanta and says, hey, that's the show.
Right. All right, let's move on. I'll talk to you later.
All right, thanks, Tim. Bye.
Let's take this call. Someone's saying they are this Sam Hyde guy. Let's see if it's him. Sam?
Hey.
What's up?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Not so good.
What happened?
Want to guess?
Hello?
Show's canceled. Not so good.
Oh.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I'm sorry to hear it.
Are you?
I'm sorry to hear anyone's doing not good.
Didn't
All right.
you want the show?
What's that?
You there?
I'm here.
Didn't you want the show canceled?
I didn't really have a strong feeling about it either way. The only shows I don't want canceled are my own.
Didn't you campaign against our show? Didn't you talk to people and tell them you didn't like the show?
Nope. Sam, I've talked about this for the past 3 weeks on the show. I've been very honest and forthright about my experience with the show and with your audience, and that's really all I have to say about it. I've been pretty straightforward about it. I'm sorry that impression exists online from a bunch of Reddit posts and fantasy.
You've been pretty supportive of the effort to get the show pulled down. Because why? Because
How
it's
so?
racist. Because I wore blackface, which Sarah Silverman does 10 times a year.
How did I, but there's no evidence of me doing anything that there's no. What have I been doing? It's all innuendo and hearsay.
I've heard reliable people say that you were instrumental. That Judd Apatow went to talk to Adult Swim to ask for it to be pulled down. You've been supportive.
The last time I talked to Judd Apatow was at the bridesmaids release party.
You've been supportive of your buddy Brett Gelman.
Yeah,
who has
exactly. The word buddy is key here. I'm supportive of whatever he wants to do. He said he doesn't want to make shows for Adult Swim anymore, not just because of your show, but because of their issues with women, and I've got my own thoughts about that. People were asking me what I thought. Hold on, let me finish my thought. When people were asking me what I thought about Gelman making his statement, I said I support my friend because I support whatever he wants to do. And then I said, I'm not going to, because they're saying, why don't you quit too? So I'm not going to fucking quit. That's stupid. That's all I said.
Shouldn't absolutely be employing more women, though? Shouldn't you be?
We employ a shitload of women. We employ a shitload of women. Half the people on the Decker show right now are women. And we work every day to get more women shows on the air. We pitch shows with women. We bring women in. So we do what we can do.
The thing about Brett Gelman is he didn't leave because he didn't leave anything.
He didn't leave anything. He didn't have any shows there.
He left because they weren't buying his shows because they sucked, because they were weird. Dinner in America is weird. It's uncomfortable to watch, and it's not funny. It's not insightful.
Okay.
Nobody is also.
All righty then.
That's why.
Sounds good. Very well said. Where are you calling from anyway? Are you in Boston or something like that?
No, I'm in Fall River.
That's the thing about Boston guys. We're all Irish. I'm Boston Paul. Never count an Irishman when he's down. That's what they say about us all Irish boys from Boston. Are you covering the mic up? Name's Paul. I'm from Boston. I'm an Irish Boston Paul. They call me Boston Paul. See?
It's a little chilly. So listen, the deal with Brett Gelman is nobody liked his shit. Like, that's why he left. It's not because he was taking a stand. It's because no one was paying for his bad ideas.
Okay.
And so on the way out, he decided to really burn them as good as he could and make it some sort of social justice hero stand. But he's not. he would do anything for money. That guy Brett Gelman would do anything for a $40,000 check, man.
Okay,
he would do literally anything.
You do anything. That's the news coming in from Falls River. Sam Hyde reporting in that get Brett Gelman.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not in Glendale. I'm not in Echo Park. I'm not in a posh LA neighborhood. I don't have that kind of money.
Glendale is not what you think it is, my friend. It is working class.
Oh, okay.
Working class,
all right.
man.
Yeah, you live in you have a working class environment around you. I get it.
I work hard every day.
Yeah, you work hard at getting people's shows taken off the air. That's
now,
real great.
Listen, Sam, why don't you tell your audience? Why don't you tell your audience that it's a fiction, it's a fantasy that's completely delusional thinking to think that I have that kind of power or that I have that kind of interest.
No, you do have that kind of power because you're making.
Well, half of your audience tells me that I'm irrelevant and that I'm finished and I'm worthless. And then that in the next breath they tell me that I'm pulling strings and running the show, that I'm Mr. Hollywood. So it can't be both.
Hey,
it can't be both,
Mr.
buddy.
Hollywood. Mr. Hollywood, half of my audience tells me I'm irrelevant and whatever you
so
just
you
said.
Don't believe it. So I'm trying to tell you the honest. All I do is tell you the truth. All I do is tell the truth. I am not making any decisions on what shows get picked up or what shows get canceled at Adult Swim.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. How many shows do you make for Adult Swim? How many shows are you making for them yourself personally and through Absolutely? What is it, 10? What are you making, 15 shows right now? Holy shit.
I think we have made 4.
Okay, so you are a big deal at that network. You're not an irrelevant non-player. The stuff
agree.
that you say
I agree.
People listen to you.
I agree.
So I have heard that you campaigned to get our show taken off the air.
That is wrong, Sam, and listen to me. It is wrong. Now, I have expressed, like I've said on the show many times, I have expressed to people there and to people around me that I have been attacked online by people in your name. I don't know if it's you or whoever it is, but it's people saying fine. It's not you, but it's people over and over again, a coordinated, consistent, nasty, violent death threats, all that shit coming at me. And all I've ever said to anybody about the subject was, well, that audience, has an issue. That has an issue that doesn't seem to be dealing with. So
no, the coordinated attacks against you are a result of you expressing anti-Trump sentiments and expressing these egalitarian, all-inclusive, open borders, and that has nothing to do with our show. That's not related. So
okay, well, it's been said in the name
hell that you have brought screaming down upon your head has to do with your song "I'm a Cuck." It does have nothing to do with me or my show.
But that's
so
Sam. That song was written after months and months of people calling me every name that I said in that song. That didn't come out of nowhere. That's just a reaction.
Not my fault.
I know. I'm not saying it's your fault. And like I said, I've never said to any of the people that we both know what they should do or what I'm going to do if they don't do something. Do you understand?
Right. Well, you stood by. Listen, if
I stand by my work and the work that we produce. Have you ever heard me talk about Robot Chicken? Have you ever heard me talk about anything else? So
if one of my friends was actively campaigning to get a younger guy's show taken off the air, I would tell him to chill out. I would say, that's not the way to do it. It's like cheating. It's the war of ideas. It's like being a tattletale and not using ideas of thought to get your point across. It's kind of fucked up. It's fucked up that my show was taken off, our show was taken off because it's politically incorrect and it's something that would have flown, 10 years ago. It would have been fine. It's fucked up.
Well, I'm sorry, dude. I've had shows canceled. Everyone gets shows canceled. You can feel bad about it. Pick yourself up. Make more shit.
I'm not canceled. I'm blacklisted. You know what that means, right?
This is not my fault. This is not my fault, Sam. Okay. I have nothing to do with it. This is the choices.
I hope you enjoy life.
Okay.
Damn,
I try to enjoy. My back is killing me. Like I said, I've gained a lot of weight. I've got my daughter has a cold right now. I'm not walking on clouds every day.
Dude, I can't afford health insurance. What the fuck are you talking about? Your back hurts. Get my show back.
Okay, I'm gonna get your show back, Sam.
All right.
Well, geez, be careful out there.
That ambulance is coming for you.
Jesus Christ.
I hope shit starts going better for you.
Wait a minute.
Try not to get too fucked up.
Now, what is
What's
that
up?
supposed to mean?
No, I'm sorry that you're having a bad time, and I know back pain is pretty bad. So I hope you're not getting too fucked up about it.
Well, thank you. And listen, let me just say this, Sam. I think that if you guys seem to have a very voracious audience that cares very much about what you do.
Dude, you pissed off Poll. You pissed off 4chan and 8chan with your cucking. That has nothing to do with us.
Okay.
Our audience is not fucking with you.
Okay, well, they say they are, so I don't know how to differentiate. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, because I'm a famous school shooter. That's why.
All right, listen. I think you guys can make your own shit. Why do you need Adult Swim? Why do you need anybody? Your audience is ready. Your audience is ready to you have an army, dude.
All right, I'm gonna hire Absolutely to produce my show.
Well, it doesn't work that way, unfortunately.
You should quit Adult Swim too, Tim.
Well, this is what I said when Gelman pulled that move.
They're anti-woman, aren't they?
But don't you understand?
Dude, they're not hiring women. You got to take a stand. Now's time.
Sam. See, the problem with me is that I am a nuanced, moderate guy. So I don't fall into. I'm not an extreme guy. And that's fine. You clearly are. Gelman clearly is.
Gelman's an extreme money grabber and attention whore. He would do fucking anything for $40,000. I guarantee it.
That's the guarantee, folks. We have the guarantee. The guarantee has been established. Brett Gelman will do anything for $40,000.
You want to bet?
I bet you that he won't do anything for $40,000. How about that?
All right, man.
All right, take care.
Okay, bye.
All right, fairly civil conversation with Sam Hyde there.
Oh Tannenbaum, dein Kleid will mich was lehren. Die Hoffnung und Beständigkeit gibt Trost und Kraft zu jeder Zeit. Oh Tannenbaum, oh Tannenbaum.
What do you think of his idea of linking all of his online abuse to your show?
I think I'm pretty proud of that. I like that. I'm a character inside of his head that's torturing him. I hope it continues that way. I hope when his daughter gets fucking leukemia and dies, that he blames it on me. I hope the fact that his dick fell off and he can't fuck his wife right anymore, I hope he blames that on me. It is my fault. I would love to fuck his wife. And you know what? I hope one day he takes his own life with a noose, and it's my fault too.
Yeah. All right.
That's just misdirected anger, though. Like, I understand that, what am I angry about?
Yeah, like I've hung out with all of these guys, and politics never comes up ever. And then, like Tim Heidecker, for example, I talked to him once, and he told me about these black crackheads that he lived above, and how he heard them fighting. I think it was a son and his mother, and he went down to break it up, and then the crackhead started chasing him with a knife. And as Tim was running, he was being stabbed in the back. Stabbed.
Yeah, I think that's a very fucked up story, man. That I mean, I've been wondering because Tim, his stuff is like he's made really good comedy. He's made like really funny shit, and like I'm not going to get into it, but that is a weird story.
Well, so that's the kind of world these guys live in. It's just kooky, funny stories, and then all of a sudden, I think Trump was a big part of this. They go, "We're getting political now," and then Tim gets focused on Alex Jones, which don't pick a fight with Alex Jones unless you've done your fucking homework. He's making fun of his vitamin supplements. Ooh.
We're gonna try to pitch some movies and shows to I believe Amazon, and we printed a book called How to Bomb the U.S. Government, but it's sold out. We sold all the copies, so that's very good.
That looks like it's more expensive to mail than it is to buy.
Yeah, it's 4 pounds of paper, so it's like weird. We got to figure out a way to cut that down, but that's we're gonna keep doing indie comedy stuff for the time being, I think.
Yeah, well, the bright news, the bright side of all this is that we can't be fired anymore.
That is very true.
I had Ben Garrison on yesterday and Roosh V on today, and all these different people that come on the show that have been outcast from society. But you realize your society you made is a complete fucking mess. Well, I wrote an article about all this that's at tackymag.com today. I highly recommend everyone check it out. And let's stay tuned with Sam.
Am I staying on here?
No, I meant sort of stay tuned with you for the rest of your life.
Okay, all right, man.
hey, can you come back? Can you come back in half an hour for my Canadian show?
I think I'd feel like an imposter if I were to do that.
What? Why?
Because I'm not Canadian.
Yeah, we actually go outside of Canada for guests occasionally.
Oh, shit.
Yes, do it. I commend you.
My thing live, like, I think your viewers are probably thinking, who is this guy? Like off the cuff.
All right, we'll just do a 5-minute and we'll talk about
it's very limited.
Here. Look, I'm wasting their time on this show.
Oh my God.
Talk to you in half an hour.
You have to understand, I did not pay a dime for this.
You got on the phone with Josh Trank.
I approached him.
You paid $35,000.
Hey, Greg, drop this now, or you don't come back next week.
All right.
You've already won, but nothing's gotten better for your audience. You're a propagandist.
You don't even know who my audience is. Who are you talking
I know,
about?
believe me, I know who your audience is.
Yeah, that type of thing. I'm just so happy every day to be far removed that shit.
And they keep ruining music. Yeah, we can have tons of refugees can come in, but bands can't. It don't make sense.